Welcome back to the Quiz Master. And this is our final coaching number 21, Let Secondary English Major. I am your lecturer, Professor Paul Hiranio, a faculty member of the University of San Agustin here in Iloilo City. So let's start. Question number 1. Who wrote the Iliad? A. Sophocles. B. Euripides. C. Homer. D. Virgil. Again, who wrote the Iliad? A. Sophocles. B. Euripides. C. Homer. D. Virgil. I will give you time to give your answer. And please write your answer in the chat box. Okay, the correct answer is, of course, Homer. Who wrote the Iliad? Homer. By the way, the correct pronunciation is Sophocles. The accent is on the first syllable, Sophocles. And Euripides. I used to pronounce this Euripides, but the correct pronunciation is Euripides. Okay? So the correct answer here is Homer. Homer wrote the Iliad. Adelpha, can you say something about the Iliad? Yes, just type your answer in the chat box. Yes, say something about the Iliad. Okay? Exactly, yes. It is an ancient Greek epic poem traditionally attributed to Homer. Okay? Again, Iliad is an ancient Greek epic poem traditionally attributed to Homer. Leonardo, aside from Iliad, can you give another masterpiece written by Homer? Yes, the Odyssey. You are correct. The Odyssey. Friends, Homer is regarded as one of the greatest and most influential authors of all time. Now let's go to question number 2. Anyone who is part of the academic community must apply all of the following strategies effectively, except one. Which is it? A. Note taking. B. Annotating. C. Paraphrasing. D. Copy pasting. Again, anyone who is part of the academic community must apply all of the following strategies effectively, except one. Which is it? A. Note taking. B. Annotating. C. Paraphrasing. D. Copy pasting. I will give you 10 seconds to write your answer in the chat box. Okay? Adelpha said letter D, copy pasting. Leonardo said letter D, copy pasting. Yes, that is the correct answer. It's copy pasting. Anyone who is part of the academic community must apply all of the following strategies effectively, except copy pasting. Yes, we do not encourage copy pasting. Meron tayong tinatawag nilang copy pasting culture. Wala ng time, deadline na bukas, so copy paste na lang, right? So, Nino, what is the risk here? What is the risk here? Yes, if you copy paste and you don't acknowledge the original author, that is tantamount to plagiarism. And plagiarism, mind you, is a crime. Next, number 3. Which of these appears in a Shakespearean sonnet? A. Kenning, B. Caesura, C. Quatrain, D. Litotis. Again, which of these appears in a Shakespearean sonnet? A. Kenning, B. Caesura, C. Quatrain, D. Litotis. Okay, I will give you 10 seconds to write your answer in the chat box. Okay, the correct answer is letter C, quatrain. Quatrain. Which of these appears in a Shakespearean sonnet? The answer is letter C, quatrain. Ang Shakespearean sonnet ay variation ng Italian sonnets. There are 2 types, actually. I think, yes, two types of Italian sonnets. We have the Shakespearean sonnet and we have the Petrarchan sonnet, right? Vince, ano po itong tinatawag nila na quatrain? Please type your answer in the chat box. Yes. Ano po itong quatrain na sinasabi nila? Ilang linya meron ang quatrain? Yes, you are correct. 4. A quatrain has 4 lines. That's why we have quattro, right? Quatrain, quattro. Okay, Justin, did Shakespeare use quatrains in his sonnets? Did Shakespeare use quatrains in his sonnets? Yes. Yes, he did. Marco, ano ang rhyme scheme ng quatrain sa sonnets ni Shakespeare? Please type your answer. Ano ang rhyme scheme sa quatrains sa sonnets ni Shakespeare? Yes, please type your answer in the chat box. Then we will analyze your answer. Yes, it's A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, and G, G. Yes, here is the rhyme scheme of Shakespearean sonnets. Remember, a sonnet is composed of 14 lines, right? So A, B, if you check, A, B, that's 4. C, D, C, D, that's another 4. That's 8 in total. Then E, F, that's 12. And G, G, that's 14, right? So A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, 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 G. This is the rhyme scheme of a Shakespearean sonnet, right? Again, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, and G, G. Now, so ilang quatrains? If you look at the structure given here, ilang quatrains meron sa Shakespearean sonnets? 3, right? Because a quatrain is composed of 4 lines. Then merong extra na 2 because 4, 3, so that's 3 times 4, that's 12. And a sonnet has 14 lines, so may extra na 2 linya, and that's GG. So sa first quatrain, ang rhyme scheme is A, B. Then sa second quatrain, C, D. Sa third quatrain, E, F. Then yung 2 linya na sobra is GG. Okay? Now let's go to question number 4. Which of these best shows the main function and purpose of reading assessment in class? A, evaluate the success of a reading education program by comparing the reading achievement of specific class of learners. B, prepare the learners for standardized reading tests by giving them different test-taking strategies. Letter C, check students' reading achievement by knowing their mastery as far as reading standards are concerned. And letter D, guide reading lesson planning by identifying the ongoing reading needs of individual students. Okay? Please analyze the options and write the correct option in the chat box. I will give you 10 seconds. Okay, the correct answer is letter D. Guide reading lesson planning by identifying the ongoing reading needs of individual students. The question is, which of these best shows the main function and purpose of reading assessment in class? The answer is letter D, guide reading lesson planning by identifying the ongoing reading needs of individual students. And why do teachers perform reading assessment? Bakit natin ina-assess ang reading skills ng mga bata? Right? That is the question. Look at the question. Ang question dito ay very specific. Reading assessment in class. Okay? So the correct answer is letter D. Guide reading lesson planning by identifying the ongoing reading needs of individual students. So after assessment, malalaman natin ang mga needs ng individual students. Okay? And we will use the data in planning our lesson. Guide reading lesson planning. Now let's go to question number 5. It is considered to be the most influential branch of ESP, or English for specific purposes. A, English for academic purposes. B, English for professional purposes. C, both A and B. D, neither A nor B. Okay, I will give you 10 seconds to write your answer in the chat box. Adelpha, what is your answer? Letter A, English for academic purposes. How about you? How about you, Leonardo? That's also letter A. Your answer is also letter A, English for academic purposes. And that is the correct answer, letter A, English for academic purposes. It is considered to be the most influential branch of ESP. That's EAP, right? English for academic purposes. Adelpha, what is EAP, or English for academic purposes? Please type your answer in the chat box. Yes, this is the kind of English that we need to survive school. Especially sa anong level, Vince? Sa anong level? Yes, college or university. Now let's go to question number 6. You commit plagiarism if you A, use the work of someone and misrepresent it as your own work. B, make use of the works of others to gather information. C, check the ideas of others to help you come up with your own thoughts on a given issue. And letter D, make use of the works of others to give basis to your own claims. Again, you commit plagiarism if you A, use the work of someone and misrepresent it as your own work. B, make use of the works of others to gather information. C, check the ideas of others to help you come up with your own thoughts on a given issue. D, make use of the works of others to give basis to your own claims. You are given 10 seconds to write your answer in the chat box. Okay, let me check your answer. Vince said it's letter A. Marco also answered letter A, and the correct answer is letter A. Yes, you commit plagiarism if you use the work of someone and misrepresent it as your own work. Okay? Ang plagiarism po ba ay isang krimen? Vince, is plagiarism a crime? Yes, it is. Okay? What happens here is, kinopya mo ang ideya o ang sinulat ng ibang tao at hindi mo sila ni-recognize. So that is plagiarism. It is cheating. It is a form of academic dishonesty. Justin, what specific law is violated here? Write your answer in the chat box. What specific law is violated here? Yes, correct. Intellectual property law. So please do not engage in plagiarism, right? It is very risky. Now let's go to question number 7. Which description is vague? A, I like her deep sunken eyes. B, my teacher is a nice person. C, her aquiline nose reminds me of Dracula. D, the man's receding hairline shows his age. Again, which description is vague? A, I like her deep sunken eyes. B, my teacher is a nice person. C, her aquiline nose reminds me of Dracula. And letter D, the man's receding hairline shows his age. What is the correct answer? Okay, the correct answer is letter B. My teacher is a nice person. Okay, but before that, what do you mean by the adjective aquiline? Aqui. Aqui means eagle-like. Agila, aquila. Aquiline means eagle-like. Yung ilong na parang ilong ng agila, parang beak ng eagle. You describe that kind of nose as aquiline nose. Okay? So the description that is vague here is letter B. My teacher is a nice person. When you say vague, what does it mean, Leonardo? Vague, yes, not specific, general, too general. Nice is a vague adjective. What makes the person nice? If she is honest or he is honest, she's nice. If she or he is kind, he or she is also nice. If he or she is thoughtful, he or she is also nice. So instead of saying she is nice, just say she is honest or he is honest. She is thoughtful or he is thoughtful. She is kind or he is kind. Nice is a vague word. Good is also a vague word. How are you? I'm good. That is vague. Okay? Be specific. Now let's go to question number 8. The works of Thucydides and Herodotus most influence the development of the blank. Please put and between Thucydides and Herodotus. There's a typographical error here. Again, the works of Thucydides and Herodotus most influence the development of the blank. A, expository essay. B, morality play. C, research abstract. D, historical narrative. I used to pronounce this Thucydides, but the correct pronunciation is Thucydides and Herodotus. Okay? Who were they? Sino po sila? Yes, Vince? You are correct. They were Greek historians, popular, celebrated Greek historians. In fact, Herodotus is considered to be the father of history, right? So let's talk about historical narrative. And when you say narrative, what does it mean? Yes, Adelpha, what does it mean when you say narrative? You are correct. Telling a story, narration, that's telling a story. In other words, a historical narrative asks you to tell a story. For example, EDSA Revolution. Um, EDSA Revolution is a historical event, right? So if you write a historical narrative about the EDSA Revolution, then you tell us um, some information about it by telling a story, when it happened, where it happened, why it happened. So this is what we call historical narrative. Now let's go to question number 9. Bambi Schiffelin identified the speech event dilemma in her work with the Kaluli children. This is a speech event in which A. Caregivers teach children what replies are correct in a given speech situation. B. Children learn the basic sentence patterns. C. Caregivers teach children how to pray. D. Children learn how to answer language tests. Again, Bambi Schiffelin identified the speech event dilemma in her work with the Kaluli children. This is a speech event in which, I'm not sure if it is pronounced ilema or elima. Okay, this is a speech event in which A, caregivers teach children what replies are correct in a given speech situation. B, children learn the basic sentence patterns. C, caregivers teach children how to pray. And letter D, children learn how to answer language tests. You are given 10 seconds to write your answer. You analyze the question first, then the options, and then you give the right answer in the chat box. Okay? Yes, the correct answer is letter A. Elima or ilema is a speech event in which caregivers teach children what replies are correct in a given speech situation. Pag ito ang sinabi niya, ito yung sagot mo. Okay? We call this speech event ilema. Okay? Bambi Schiffelin. Ang elima or ilema ay isang speech event, right? Ito ay mula sa pangalan ng isang tribo na nakatira sa Papua New Guinea. Adelpha, I have a question for you. Where can you find Papua New Guinea? Saan mo makikita ang Papua New Guinea? It's an island. It's a big island. In fact, it is considered one of the biggest islands in the world, Papua New Guinea. Yes, between Indonesia and Australia, right? And so, who is this Bambi Schiffelin? Yes, Vince? Do you have any idea who she is? Correct. She is a linguistic anthropologist who used to teach at New York University. Okay. So, pumunta talaga siya sa Papua New Guinea, isang isla, Papua New Guinea is also a country. It's an island country. Pumunta siya sa Papua New Guinea to study the life of the people there, including their language, the language that they use. So Bambi Schiffelin studied extensively the life of this group of people. And ang produkto ng kanyang pagstay doon ay nakapaloob sa isang libro na kanyang sinulat. Ang title ng libro ay The Give and Take of Everyday Life. The Give and Take of Everyday Life, Language, Socialization of Kaluli Children. Sa librong ito, she discusses the everyday speech activities between children and members of their families. So she was able to come up with this Elima thing, right? A speech, a kind of, it is a speech event, right? Where in which caregivers teach children what replies are correct in a given speech situation. Now let's go to question number 10. When does informative speech arise? A, anytime there is a speech contest. B, anytime information is blocked. C, anytime information is disseminated. D, anytime there is a heated argument. Again, when does informative speech arise? A, anytime there is a speech contest. B, anytime information is blocked. C, anytime information is disseminated. D, anytime there is a heated argument. I will give you 10 seconds to write your answer in the chat box. This is a very easy question. Speech and oral communication in English. Okay, the correct answer is letter C, anytime information is disseminated. When does informative speech arise? Anytime information is disseminated. Informative speech, you inform people. So it arises anytime information is disseminated. So how did you fare in this review quiz? Tell us your score in the comment section and share this quiz to others as well. Thanks for watching and see you in our next session. Good day, everyone.